Hello, it's Jang here with a quick look at all of the physical items for Lord of the Rings as a theme for LEGO Dimensions with the first release series. This is 3 fun packs here with Legolas, Gollum, and Gimli, and also we can't forget Gandalf, who actually comes with the starter pack. As is consistent across all of the Dimensions products, you get an exclusive little toy tag, NFC tag holding piece for each character, and it has a print on it, a permanent print, and each of these contains the data that's used to actually unlock their content in game. None of these are new figures, which is too bad that we don't get anything that's new and exclusive, but on the other side of that, it's good, it's very good that they did not come up with cheaper versions just for the game, just to use as game pieces. These are full-on figures. They appear to have the same level of quality as the regular figures that you would get with normal sets. They do have some alternate faces, so alternate face there. Also, Gimli has an alternate face, but of course you have to remove some of that facial hair, and when you do that across the board, you also get to see the actual face under there with no facial hair on Gandalf. The Legolas Fun Pack comes with this build that's unceremoniously named the Arrow Launcher because it launches arrows. The main bolt on top, it's a spear piece, is intended to be the thing that's being shot off, and then you can see these on the sides as just being kind of comically misproportioned spare ammo that could also be shot out. You just imagine that down here the perspective is just different, you know, so that really is supposed to be the same size as that, or you could just see those as being stands or something. I appreciate the inclusion of the relatively new 2x2 tile piece with a single, it's basically a jumper piece with a single stud in the center in brown here. This looks pretty decently nice, but doesn't really work as a toy very much. You can roll it around, you can take the main spear out, you can angle these things a little bit, but you know, it's mostly just for looks. In game they keep the same model, but then of course they do offer these rebuilds, which is part of the reason for some of the designs of each of these builds, that some of the things don't necessarily make sense in their default form, but they allow for these other rebuilds. And you can get the instructions for all of these off the LEGO Dimensions website directly, and you can also find the instructions in game. This miniature Shelob the Great comes with the Gollum Fun Pack, and it doesn't have 8 legs, which will probably bother a lot of folks. It doesn't bother me too much just because of the scale here. Absolutely, I would have preferred an 8-legged setup, but this still looks pretty good. For its size, for its scale, it captures enough. I appreciate the use of the bracket piece on the front to get the eyes with the hollow studs there. They do the front legs, they just change them around in direction relative to the rears, allows it to get a fairly flat platform. Got some of the spots going on under here, and if I take this off its platform, you can see that this is able to stand on the ground pretty nicely, and you can still have legs, you know, sticking up, so you can make it look like it's getting ready to strike. You can kind of lean it back, you can bring the head up and down, and you can also move the abdomen. So for its size and for how few pieces this has, how simple its build is, it actually has quite a lot of posability and articulation that actually makes this into a pretty decent little small Lego toy. In game it is absolutely identical, and then you get the upgrade path, which allows you to convert it into a mountable, rideable thing. Here they call it 8-legged stalker. Even though it doesn't have 8 legs, they should have just called it stalker. But you can see that it's able to actually hold a figure on the back there. And then this is the final upgrade, the poison slinger, which just turns things around a little bit, makes it a little bit more upright. And I think you're supposed to see, I'm not sure if you're supposed to see those as eyes or more of the things that actually emit the poison, and then you see those top ones as being eyes. Kind of tough to not see these 2 studs that are facing towards you as being eyes, but that's entirely up to the imagination. You see that they use the legs down here and those barb pieces to hold it up to keep it more vertical. I personally was not a fan of the look of Gimli's axe chariot. But then I actually put it together and realized that as a small build, this is actually another pretty cool little toy because the wheels actually turn. Interesting, the way that they put just hard wheels on there by just using plate and tile pieces. And it's ready, unlike most of the models in this series, it's ready to just accept a figure. So you can put Gimli right on there as a build, as a toy. I could imagine this having been just released as a little polybag set just by itself. Because like this, now it makes all kinds of sense. And I like it quite a lot. And I appreciate the little torches on the sides and the bar detail on the back. I especially like the wheels though. And the proportions of it I think work out really well with the short-legged dwarf figure. And there, when you see the picture of it in game, it gives you the same look, except he's able to sit down, which the short legs don't allow you to do in the physical product, the physical build. The axe hurler is the first upgrade, and the idea there is that all this front whole section here would come off, and that would be a weapon, and it would just be shot off, and that's something that it will do in game. The final upgrade, this is pretty cool. Soaring chariot. I did not expect to see something like that come out of a build like this, but it's a good use of these pieces, and I appreciate the fact that they're able to actually rotate the wings up and actually get the angles on these axes as well. That's good stuff, and this is able to fly as well as travel on land. Because these figures have all been released before in regular sets, and LEGO has made plenty of Lord of the Rings and Hobbit series sets, including many small ones, I see no reason for anyone who's not going to play the game to get any of these fun packs. And then for folks who are going to play the game, the most important thing to be able to unlock from a fun pack is the right to go into the adventure world for that theme. However, the starter pack comes with Gandalf, so you can go into the Lord of the Rings adventure world right from the start. So the fun packs, I think, have very limited value here. I think they're more novelty items. It is nice to get Gollum and Shelob actually into the game, and I think the axe chariot has a nice look to it and nice play. But I think as a series for now, these are some of the lower value add-on items that you can get for the game. Those are my thoughts, and that's my look at these sets. Thank you very much for watching, and please share your thoughts, what you think about the fun packs and about this little theme, what of it they have released so far. Just share a comment. It's always good to see more thoughts from more different folks. Thanks for watching, and talk to you again soon.